we're back. We're going to cover the box we have glued together. We will start with the lid first. This is, I have to double check on the fabric which part was for the lid. The lid is slightly longer. No, the base was longer. There I go. The base has more fabric and the lid has less fabric on the sides. So I place that in front of me with the wrong side up and the square that I marked, so I know where to place the box. Here's my tray, paint tray with glue. I've added this glue. It's a little thick. I'll see if I need to add some water to dilute. Okay, first step is to roll the glue all the way around the roller. I dip in the glue and then I just put it on the tray and roll it out towards the glue. I lift and I roll it out. What I want is that the glue is all around the roller. I need to avoid stain spots on the fabric, so I want the glue to be evenly divided on top of the lid, on all, basically not all, only here, but every time I glue on the cardboard, the glue needs to be evenly divided. I start with putting glue on the lid, all the way from corner to corner, flush with the edge, everywhere there needs to be glue. If there is a spot without glue, there will be an air bubble underneath after I finish the box, so we don't want that. You see, I dip it in again and I do it one more time. This time it's a bit thicker. You have to be careful not to put too much glue, otherwise it will come through the fabric and that's a messy business. So here I go. You see, I have put glue everywhere. I hope you can see it. Okay. Here is my marked square. I place it, I press and I fold it over and I press in the glue into the fabric. Really from corner to corner, flush with the edge of the fabric. There it is. Okay. I open it back again. Now I place it like this so I can show you what I'm going to do next. If I fold in the fabric here and on this side there is too much at the corner, so I need to trim. What I'm going to do is, I'll show with this. I stay outside of the box. When I cut away the fabric, I mark a diagonal on 45 degrees out the box and I'm going to trim away this, and I do that on this part here and there. Can you see that? Have a look. I've marked a diagonal here and then a square outside, which means when I cut out this square I stay outside of the box. I don't want to cut straight to this cardboard, so I'm going to cut it out, that part that I marked, and I stay outside the box. I stop here and then I miter towards the corner of the cardboard. On this side I am going to cut. I stay outside the box and this is what I've done. You see, outside of the box, but I cut this up, clip this open towards the corner. I'll do the same on this side. I stay out of the box this side as well. I stay outside and then I miter towards the corner of the box. You see, that is on this side. Now on that part I'm going to make a clip as well outside the box, and I miter, but I'm not trimming away the fabric here. So this is, so if you wish, you can mark first with a pencil where to cut. You say outside and I stop before, and then I miter towards the cardboard. This is what I've done. One more corner, all 3 corners you need to free. You need to open them so you can wrap the fabric around the cardboard. So I stay outside until this point and then I miter towards the box. So this is the final cutting and clipping. Now I'm going to glue again. Keep in mind with this box, the back of the box is the final part you are going to glue. That means we'll start with the side panel first. First this side panel, then that, and then the front. There we go. Just place it on its sides, and the roller still has enough glue. And I put glue everywhere, only on the side now. And now we just fold it over without pulling the fabric. Never pull the fabric, as it will distort the design on it, or it's not nice. Just be gentle. Push the fabric into the glue. And now we are at this part. What I want to do is put this, one part goes inside, one part goes around the corner to the sides, to the back, in fact, back of the box, and this is the front, and this part goes here. But there we have too much fabric on the corners. We have to clip away. Now what you do now is make a cut towards the outside corner. Don't go past it, stop right there. So we go in line with this box. I just clip down and I stop right there at the corner. Then I flip it and then I do the same this side, because this is going to go here. This was the outside corner which I cut away. Okay, this is ready to go around. One is going to go here. This part is going to go in, but I want one part to stay on top, so you don't get that folded in there. So I eyeball the thickness of the cardboard and I cut in like that. So this goes in, that stays on top, and that goes around the corner. Now this is too long and fiddly, I can trim like that. This is how it looks like. I have to do the same on this side of the box. So I first go to the outside corner, I eyeball the straight line and I stop right there. This is what needs to go. So I cut in line with the box. This is here, and now I need to do one more clip, which is the thickness of the cardboard. There I go, and it's too long, and now it's like that. You see, this is the final result. This goes around, this goes on top, this goes inside, this goes on top, and this goes around. I glue everything in place. With the roller goes fast, and like that. Now, when you glue this part in, we need a brush to also put a little bit glue in that corner and a little bit on the base of the lid. So I fold it in. What I do, I keep my thumbs out of the box and my fingers press it in. So I don't want any air here. It needs to be tight and smooth around the box. Now for this little corners here, I use the bone folder and I tuck it right in place in the corners. This goes on top. This one goes on top, and I need to add a little bit of glue here. You see? Inside, sides, on top, it's all there. I go to the opposite side and I do exactly the same. A little bit of glue, fold it over. So it's always a little bit of gluing, and then clip, glue, clip, etc. So in line with the cardboard, I stop at the outside corner. At the same time, I trim the thickness of the cardboard as well. And this corner needs to go. And this is a bit too long. Same on the other side. First outside corner. It's very important to have a scissor also of which also the top, the very end clips fine and nicely. If that doesn't do, it's not doable. Use another scissor. Because it's quite a little bit precise work. So now this is goes around the corner, this goes on top, this goes in, on top and to the side. Easy. Just put a little bit on top, inside. I'll use the brush. So, and here around. It doesn't need much glue to hold the fabric. You see, thumbs outside, fingers over it and press it down all the way, and this one here and this one. Because you glue it, you can always take it off quickly if you need to and then push it back. So the bone folder to place it inside. Ooh, it's just enough. Whoops. Right. I've done the two side panels. Now I'm going to do this part. The corners are covered already, so we don't need to go around again. So what we do now is just fold this part, outside part, double, and then stick it in place. Same on that side, and it needs to be flush. When that is in, when you've done that, then you can glue it onto the box. But what I want is that this fold is in line with the outside of the box. This I don't like. It is, you can see it's not flush with the side. So one trick to do is, you see the lines on my cutting mat? I just line up with one line. Okay. I I use a little bit of glue, just little, and I put that on top of the extra fabric, and also a little bit where I mitered the fabric, because after it's finished I don't want to see any fraying fabric. This is on line of the cutting mat. Now I hold this in place and I just follow the fabric following that line on the cutting mat, and I glue everything down like that. Now I'm going to check if it's flush with the outside of the box. Now I'm not going to pull this. No, I bring the whole piece over, and you see I'm really happy with this one. This is nice. I'm going to do the same on that side. So I line up on the line on a cutting mat. Put some glue, like that, and then I fold the fabric in along the line on the cutting mat. Now it's very important that at the corner of the box, right here, that all the fabric is in, that's nothing peeking out. Then I use the bone folder and I just squeeze it down and in, and also on this one. So when I lift it up, this should be okay. This one is nice. This one, this side, I don't like. It's too far in, too far folded in. So I open it again, and if you don't mind, I turn it towards myself so I can see better. That is how I usually do it. So I line it up again with a line, and now I fold it in, but a bit more space. So I've done it again. Let's see. If this one goes here and this one goes there, that's fine. Yeah. So when you are happy with that folded in fabric, then you can glue it to the cardboard. I need some more fabric. I need some more fabric, I need some more glue. That's what I need to say. And I carefully fold it over and bringing this, taking care that this is in line with the edge of the box. So. Okay. Now the next step is to fold it in, but this is slightly too long, so I'm going to trim it down. Just make it a bit shorter. Okay, so we'll glue it in. Now what is going to happen is that the double folded fabric is going to go on top of the side panels. That's fine, don't worry, because I just want all the cardboard to be covered, and this is just very nice. Here it will be slightly on top of the side panel. That's fine. So we're going to put glue on the cardboard. It's always better to put glue on the cardboard instead of fabric. Fabric is moving around and will stretch when you put glue on it. So I prefer putting the glue whenever possible on the cardboard and then stick the fabric to it. So I put some more glue here. Now because this part, the double folded fabric, is going to fold over to the side, and I didn't put really glue there. I just put a little bit glue on that double folded fabric. Like this. Okay. And then I press it down in. With the bone folder I push it into the corners and on the edge, the bottom, and in here, and this I fold down. Now here in the corner you see it's little fold stacking up. You can take out the corners slightly and trim, but just a little bit. And then you don't want to do too much, otherwise that line will be visible in the end. So it needs to be only at the bottom of the lid. Here's the same. I take out a little bit of that corner. Here, this is how much I do. And I trim. You finished with the lid part, okay? It's everywhere inside, so when I finish I only need to put a piece of cardboard with fabric around it, and then that will come on top of here. So we do this the same thing with the base, because the back of the box we do the very last. The base of the box, here we do the whole thing again. A lot of glue. But spreading it out, it's fine. Take care there's not one big part of glue on one spot. Really divide it evenly over the whole box from corner to corner, sides, not to the side, only on top. Okay, now where to place it on the fabric? You place it on top of your other part, and then you basically roll it together to the rest of the fabric. I'm turning it around so you can see. Take care, this fabric is nice and flat. You can also iron the fabric before you start working, but when the creases are not too far, not too strong, you can smooth it out when gluing. Okay. Take care, the two pieces are right on top of each other. The corners are snug on top, flush on top of each other, and then together rock it over the fabric onto its plate. Don't pull it, don't let it be too tight, otherwise the box cannot close afterwards. So you just keep on rocking the box onto the fabric. Okay, then you turn it over and push the fabric into the glue again, like you did with the other part of the box. Okay. This is how it looks like. Then we do it all again. What we've done here with clipping away corners, we do exactly here. So you can put a marker there, mitering the corners, and this has to go. Same on this side. Put a marker there. That's where you can cut. And at the back also, opening the bottom of the fabric with the corner, and then this part, this one can go here. So I marked it here 45 degrees, then I go out And this is at the back that can go towards that clip over there. I mark the same thing here on all four corners, and this one can go right there. Start clipping. Let me do it like this. I hope you can see it better. I stay outside of the box, and this one, but I want to be sure I do the proper thing. Yeah, so I clip, I cut it away, and I stay outside of the box, so there's enough fabric to go around, and then I miter towards the box. Same on this side. And I miter, I open up the fabric at the bottom of the box. I clip here. I miter, and now I can cut away this part, but I keep extra fabric. You see, I keep extra fabric that will be folded in later. Alrighty, just with this one, I also start on with the side panels. Now this part of the fabric goes in this far, not all the way down. That's not necessary because the inside box will be there, the neck. So you don't need to cover all the way to the bottom. So we'll start gluing again. As you can see here, it's gone off a little bit, so I put some glue there. Always move the two boxes together, so there's no tension on a part of the fabric that's just glued to the box. So always move them together, not like this, because then the fabric will come off the box. So one side is glued to the box. Now I'm going to do this exactly the same what I've done here. It's just a shorter piece of fabric. I cut and I stop right at the corner of the box. I clip a small part that's going to go on top. This is going to go in, and this is going to go to the side, but I have to trim that corner. So I put it on its side, and I can cut it off in line with the box. This goes here, this goes there, and that goes there. Before I glue, I do the same on this side. I go and stop at the corner, I clip one more time, I do that, and here it is. I'm ready to glue it down. One. Put everything in, on top and around. And as you see, I just keep moving the two boxes together, so there's no tension on the fabric. I do the opposite side exactly the same way. Okay, we're going to do the front, same as we did on this side. Put them on top, so it's easy. Oh no, cannot. I want to line up, yeah, with a line on the cutting mat. Put a little bit of glue. Check. Yes. Fresh line. Okay. Yes. We glue it to the cardboard. Fold it over. Just bring it in line. And here too. And now we fold it in. A little bit glue on the double folded. Folded fabric in the corner. And here. And there we go. Fold it in. And use the bone folder to squeeze it in. Okay, this is how far we are now. And now we are going to make the spine of the box, the back of the box. We first have to fold in that extra fabric. Same, we just do the same thing all over again, just in a different position. Look, line up with the line on the cutting mat, and I fold the fabric in just along that same line. And I'll double check if I close it, it's exactly, the fold is on, yeah, flush with the side of the box. I double check this little corner so it's not poking out later on. Same on the other side. Line up. Yeah, line on the cutting mat. Put a little bit of glue. And then fold it in following that same line. There it is. Double check. I think that's too far in. Okay. Do it again. I just lift it up. And I do it again. Just move it out a little bit. The corner and here. Yes. That's fine. So what I do now, I place the cardboard up. That needs to be glued. The back of the box. I put glue all the way from side to side. All the cardboard needs to be covered now with glue. Okay. And then I close the box on top of the fabric. Take care the corners are on top, you see, flush. I put it in place and I carefully push the fabric in place. I double check, yeah, and I push the fabric into the glue, especially on the sides here on the edge. It's important that it's strong glue. So, okay, now I have these two cloth pegs. These are from Singapore, where they hang the washing on pieces of wood outside the windows. These are perfect for the box making, but you can also use the, they call it bulldog pins or something clips. Like that.
Bulldog clips.
Bulldog. No. They call that bulldog clips, and that will help to let it dry strongly and it's not moving away. Now while this is drying, I prepare the inside hinge. And that is going to be a piece of fabric that is similar to the inside measurements here, which for this box is 15.5 centimeter, and it's going to be wide 6 or 7 centimeters. So I just use some leftover fabric. I measure this piece is 7, so that's fine. And then I measure 15.5. 15. Let me double check. This fits perfectly inside. Now let me check which is the good side. What is the wrong side? With this African fabric it's always hard to see. This is the wrong side. This is the good side. Yes, okay. I take away the clips and I put glue. Now I want the glue to go a little bit here, or the fabric, the hinge, is going to be here a little, and this part is going to be glued on top of the hinge, of the spine, and inside. So 1, 2, 3, 4 places you need to put glue. You can also put glue straight on the fabric, but that is going to stretch the fabric. This is a bit easier to do, so I use the brush to put glue in the corners as well, right here, and then inside. Well, that is upside down, but if I put a box like this, this hinge here is going to open. I want that to stay together, so that's why I do it like this. Place the fabric first inside the lid part, with a little bit touching the base of the lid, this part. You can use the bone folder. So this is one. Then the back of the lid. Now I bring it to the back of the spine, and then with a little bit of pressure, pulling, you pull it tightly inside. Pull it and inside, so there is no gap in the spine of the box. Pull it and glue it inside. So now you can do this, and it's not going to open. And fine tune. Now there needs to be a little bit more glue here, which I can still do. Here's your box with the outside fabric and inside hinge. There it is. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next part of this second level box, where we are going to do the inside of the box. Stay tuned. Bye.